These are the steps you would take to change the Proctorio settings for one particular student or maybe a couple different students. So after you've set up your exam and you've already set up your Proctorio settings, there's other videos on how to do that. And let's say there's one student who you want to turn off the Proctorio settings for, or have them do a face-to-face proctor, and that proctor needs to know that they're no longer going to use the online Proctorio. What you would do is come up here to where it says moderate the quiz. Now I have the screen off center so that you won't see the students' names when this pulls up in my example. So I'm going to click on moderate the quiz, and oops, what you'll see, it'll take a minute to refresh, but wait until it refreshes with this Proctorio icon. So if you don't have Proctorio set up, you'll just see these icons. But now that we have Proctorio set up, you'll have this. So if you want one student to not have Proctorio, then you would unclick this box. And so when you're done with that, you're not quite done. So unclick the boxes for the students that you don't want Proctorio to work for. So that means the test will look like a normal Canvas quiz. And so these are all students listed here on the left, but you just can't see their names. And you're going to scroll down. Now I've scrolled down to the bottom of the screen, and I had to adjust the view so that, again, you won't see students' names. But what you're going to do is click on Change Proctorio Access Settings. I think I'll do this now. So then what you see here is there's a password. This is the password that the student will need to move forward with taking the quiz in the normal Canvas-like setting. So what is required is that the student has the box unchecked next to their name for the Proctorio services, and then to move forward they will need this password. If you're using a live proctor, then you would give that live proctor this password. So what will happen is when the student tries to take the test will say, what's the password? And the proctor will come over, type it in, and then the student can commence the test. If you're giving it to the student themselves, the same phenomenon will happen, but you will have emailed the student, here's the password, they'll use that, and then they can take the test. So this is the same password for all students who you have selected to uncheck the box for Proctorio for. I don't want you to think that if students somehow learn this password that they can bypass Proctorio on their own. This will only work for students that you have selected to uncheck this box for in this window. This password will always be here in this window, so if you forget it and need to come back and look, it will be here. So again, 3 things need to happen. You need to go into the Modify Exam settings, uncheck their Proctorio box, and then click on Change Settings, and then wait for the password and copy that password to give to the student.